Hi, this is Carl Ahrens of Mountain Ocarinas. I'm doing a quick emergency video here. We've had a situation come up. We flat messed up, and so we've decided to ask Amazon to return all of the key of C ocarinas that they have in their warehouses to us. I'm mortified about this, and the instruments play great, but they look like they haven't been cleaned, or that they're dirty, or that they're used. Here's what happened. After the third gluing step with UV cure glues, we do a light sanding and conditioning of the periphery of the instrument, because sometimes you can have little dots of glue or little glue areas that don't look perfect. And so we get it so it looks and feels real nice. And then we do a final buffing with buffing compound on a wheel with buffing compound, and then without buffing compound. And it just makes the instrument feel real nice to the touch and brings out the gloss in certain areas, and it looks nice, very finished. The issue is that you have to remove that buffing compound thoroughly afterwards. Now look at this one. This is one that is like that. See, there's a haze there. That's buffing compound. On the sides, it kind of looks just kind of hazy and dirty. And that's the issue. Now, the first thing I'd like you to know, if you're one of the few unfortunate people, we had a small lot that went out like this, but we have to ask Amazon to return all of our C's because they get mixed together. If you're in this unfortunate situation, the first thing I want you to know is it's not like, it's from our dirty hands. This instrument was actually wiped down very thoroughly in the windway as well, with rubbing alcohol. So, but the procedure wasn't followed correctly, and they were packed up too quickly. It was a situation where, well, I wasn't around that day, and so it's unfortunate. The procedure is to take alcohol and a cloth. We have two cloths, a wet one and a dry one. And you get, with alcohol, you get that buffing compound into suspension, and you scrub it off. But it's still wet, even though it doesn't look wet, and you take your dry cloth and you scrub it. Then the instrument should be set aside for a while and inspected later. Why? Because it's sort of like when you wash your car. If you've ever done that, hopefully. I haven't done it in a long time, let's be honest. But anyway, you wash your car, and it looks great when it's all wet. Then it dries in the sun, and you see, I missed a spot. And the issue is that as long as the fine particles of dust or whatever are all wet, you don't see them. You just see the beautiful paint job. Well, it's like that with these. These look, when they're microscopically wet with buffing compound, with alcohol, the buffing compound just disappears. It's only when they fully dry, and on a humid day that can take a while, longer than you think, and so we have to put them aside and then do a final inspection. In this case, I believe what must have happened is that they were packed up too soon, while they were still kind of microscopically wet with the rubbing alcohol. And so we had a batch about 50 something that went out looking like that. So what if you're one of those unfortunate people? First of all, my apologies. It's just not acceptable, obviously. What would I suggest? Well, there are two things. If you are so inclined, you can take rubbing alcohol and just scrub it down well. Or you can contact us at info@mountainocarinas.com, and we want to make it right. We really do. I wouldn't go back to Amazon. It will create, this is already creating major problems. But the thing with Amazon is they're going to be out of these, at least for a little while, until we can get more made and sent to them. And so if you contact us, we will talk with you about making it right. But again, it isn't that the instrument was used, or that it wasn't even disinfected, because it got very wet with alcohol. It just wasn't dried and inspected properly afterwards. And so when it fully dried, when it was already in the package, unfortunately, they wound up looking like this. And thank you to that customer in Spain, Luis, for bringing this to my attention, because then I went back and there were a couple leftover packages from our last shipment to Amazon. I opened them up, same thing, and you know. So that's the situation we're in. We're very sorry about it, and please contact us at info@mountainocarinas.com if we can do anything to make this right. In the meantime, there may be a short period where we don't have, well, there will be a short period where we don't have key of C ocarinas on the market, but we do have another shipment that we can get ready pretty soon. Wish you all the best in your adventure of playing an instrument, and wish that I didn't have to make a video like this.